Welcome to South Sudan Weekly, and I am Sandro Shual Juetjok, the author of the In Nutshell book series. As you might read for me, heard about me, or saw me talking in some video series in our YouTube channel, South Sudan Legacy TV. So this is me, and this is the new platform that we are going to use to talk, analyze, debate about the issues that I write about, sorry. So, in the process and in future, I wish that it's not going to be a single individual platform, but a group platform that is going to have many South Sudanese, regional, international intellectuals to debate about issues concerning South Sudan state and nation building. So today, our first issue is about why South Sudan is still in hunger situation, why South Sudanese nation are still hungry, not sufficiently in food security. So that is a major question because food security is really very important. It is the mother of all health and human, security. So we know that South Sudan land is vast, fertile, and rich, and is capable of producing many types of agriculture production. Yet, we are still a country that is hungry, a country that is depending on UN aid and assistance, a country that is still suffering very much in terms of food security. As you know, that back in the day, South Sudanese people, especially those in villages, they never relate to Sudanese successive government in Khartoum. You know, they were cultivating their farms, they were herding and taking care of their cattle. So they were rich. They were sufficient, at least, So they were peaceful. They were living even longer than those in cities. You see, most of our grandparents, they live up to 70, 80, 90 years, They were strong. They were organized. They were hardworking people. So South Sudan never saw hunger in large scale like we do now, especially in those villages. So just only in some times of liberation time when agriculture cultivating and crop season is interrupted. So this briefly or temporarily interrupted their agriculture activities, but it was not consistent. It was not in irregular basis, like the way that we have right now. So why we are still hungry? Despite that, we have oil. We are an oil producing country. Despite that, 70 or 80% of our land is good enough for agriculture products, many, many diverse of agriculture products. So let us answer this question. We know that the war in 2013 disrupted everything, disrupted our life in a major way. So that is a major reason. Now, what do we do after the peace agreement, the revitalized peace agreement? I know a lot of people have some doubts about this peace and how long it's going to last, and is it being implemented, and is it real, or all this. But that's the best thing we have for now. At least the guns are silenced. At least there is some people who are, the mortality rates, deaths, and all these things is slowed down a little bit, even in some way. It's not, even though it is increasing in communal clashes and ethnic conflict here and there. Like the UN said that we have lost, for the last 6 months, we have lost 1,000 South Sudanese people in just communal clashes and communal conflict. So I hope we will go for better. So if we have to get rid of hunger in South Sudan, that means that we have to think about how we can do that. First, we are not going to rely on loan forever, or UN or foreign assistance forever. We must produce. We must think about being sufficient. How? That means that we have to think about putting back productions, putting back oil productions, thinking about revolutionizing agriculture sectors and diversifying it in major way. Because right now you see the economy is in turmoil, bad shape indeed. The pound is at its lowest, if not really dead and finished. So we have to think about coming back, like 2011, 2012, 2005 to 2012. The South Sudanese pound was great, was strong. Its value was real and strong to the US dollars. One South Sudanese pound was $2 US. Imagine. And that only we were just producing oil. Agriculture was completely out of consideration. So here, what about if we increase, we take care of agriculture sector in a very effective, major way, revolutionize, introduce machinery, technology in a major way. Let us do a revolutions in agriculture sectors. Well, these sound like free to talk because I know that it really needs some work, some leadership, and all this, but not in Juba. Juba, I hope there will be change in Juba because we have the same people that been taking care of things since 2005 until now. So expecting something new from them is like a miracle. We are depressed, frustrated, disappointed. Even when we dream, we seem like we became illusionists. People who have nobody that is going to put their dream into reality. Leaders, we love leaders. Do we? Yes. So, what do? We can change them. We can criticize them. We cannot advise them. They don't even want our education. They don't want our advice. They don't even want us. They want to be like that. Keep the country like that. Failing, hungry, sick, getting manipulated, and lost. Is that a situation that we have to accept? No. If that is a situation that should not be corrected, no, it should. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to do our best. I mean, whether our conversation, debate, discussion are falling in deaf ears, we will still continue. One day someone will pick it up. Somebody will pick them up and use them. Maybe even next generation. They will. So let us get back on how we really get out from this situation of hunger. Let us try to talk to the leadership. Maybe they will stumble on this kind of video one day when they get time, when they get a room playing around in the social media or in the internet. They might find those videos, but I don't think it's going to be by intention. So, productions. If you don't work hard, no one will work hard for you. If you don't work hard, forget about fulfilling your dreams. If you don't work hard, forget about reaching the stars or being part of developing nation. You gotta work hard. You gotta put aside the dominoes, the cards, too much talking, wearing bars and all these things. You gotta work. You have to. If you want good thing to happen to you, to your kids, to your life, to your children, to the next generation, to the nation, we have to work. We have to produce. Now, we are not a poor nation. We are a blessed nation. All we need, mind. All we need, some muscle. All we need, peace, forgiveness, tolerance, and we will be good to go. If we focus a lot on working, not on wasting our time in talking, and we will be great. So, production is very important. Before all this is peace, security, and which bring us back to the leadership. We faced a major crisis in 2013, and we are still living its consequences. That's all right, it's gone, it's still a little bit, but we are not that much in it today. We are better. So let us think about going ahead. The little piece that we have now, let us build on it. So let us put our country back into the right path, reposition it into the right direction. First, let us provide or encourage our leaders to provide the right environment for our people to return. But, you know, for our people to come back, it's not something that is easy. They need guarantees that something like 2013 is not going to happen again. 2016 is not going to happen again. Because they are traumatized. Most of them, they lost loved ones. They lost their properties. So, convincing them to come back home, it will need two things. Either new leadership that has a new direction, or the old leadership with a new heart, new mindset, new approach that has learned from its mistake. That will be somewhat a guarantee for people to go back home, to come cultivate their farms again, take care of their health, and lead their normal life again. So let us talk to our leaders that they must have that change of heart, that they must have that new mindset, that they must have a new approach, political approach, economic approach. Things shouldn't be the same every day. It's not business as usual anymore. Because since 2015, since 2005, we are going for the worst. That dictates that we need to change the direction. We need to change the mindset, the ideas. Because if you keep doing the same thing and the same result, producing the same, then you have to think about changing perception, changing ideas, changing ways, changing way of thinking, changing the way you do things. Maybe a great result going to be happening. Different result. Test that. So we cannot stay at the same level or even going back every single year. The GDP, which is the gross domestic product, must increase as an indicator that our economy is getting better, our production capacity, quality is getting better, our performance as a nation, as a country is getting better. So what do we do to reach there? First, corruption is not the way that is going to make us rich. Using public fund is not the one that is going, it's not the way that is going to make us rich. It's even going to make us poor and poorer. But utilizing the little we have effectively to produce or to focus on increasing production capacity in oil sector, in agriculture sector, in all major sectors, that is the way that is going to make us rich and wealthy, not just only as individuals, but as a nation. So, greed should be put aside. Let us do the right thing for some times and let us see the result in projected time. Time frame. Let us say that let us give it 10 years. I know a lot of people, they will not even go over 10 months. But let us just say 5 years. no corruptions, transparency, accountability, building the oil sector and use its money effectively to increase agriculture production capacity, introducing machinery, technology to increase the capacity to increase the quality, product diversification, all this. 5 years, you will not recognize South Sudan. Nobody will ever talk about who and who, because everybody will be having something. We will be a rich nation in very, very, very relative time. So, our leaders need to go for the best. Like I said before, that the SPLM can win them all if they rule in a good way, very effective way. First, building the nation in a good way, uniting them as a nation, not dividing them, but bringing them as a nation. So, not as tribe, South Sudanese nation. Second, let them build the foundation, the right political, constitutional foundation, institutional foundations, all these aspects and failure of a good systems. Let them focus on it. Justice, liberties, rights. All countries have to enjoy them. And let us see how our lives will turn around. We will be great. Let us do the right thing. Build South Sudan in a great foundation. Let us use our intellectuals, our minds, our assets, intellectual assets, human capitals. There is no use we hurt each other while we are foreseeing high education with a very costly price, whether at home or abroad. If a country is sending the student for a scholarship and it spend a lot of money on that, so that country is expecting something from those students when they graduate. But if after the graduation you see them as enemies, or you don't provide them with employment, you don't recognize them, and they end as a brain drain in foreign countries. You don't provide the right, conducive environment for them to come home and participate in the development and the nation building. That's not wise. So, I want our leaders to take one night or 2 nights from their busy nights and days and think a little bit about where are their nations? Where are they? How are their lives going in all the foreign countries? Now, if we stabilize peace, security, like I said, that the mathematics of development is to keep peace and security constant And I am very sure that all the variables, such as development, happiness, growth, so economic growth in at personal level or at country level, state, uh, uh, counties, is going to happen. Prosperity, fulfillment on individual level. All these variables, they are going to be achieved in the long run if peace and security are constant. But it takes really wisdom, reasoning, rationality within the leadership collectively or as individuals. So, if you are driving us as a leader, you got to make sure that you want to drive us until we reach the destination safely, securely, and happily. This is the same thing. I know political rivalry and power and competition, all these things happens. It's actually power, political power is crazy. But it is still under control. It's still a human thing that can be controlled, that can be, you know, managed. You have to manage, good management. So, if, like the president himself said in his speech at National Dialogue last 2 days, that if people waited for the next 2 years, I mean, until the election, the 2013 could be prevented. Well, he himself, if he ignore them and do his things and not opting to the violence, conspiracy theory of fabrication of coup and all these things 2013 cannot also be happening. So both of them, they have their share to play. That's fair enough. Anyway, it's starting a new South Sudan after peace revitalization is what concerns us. We lost what we lost, but we need to learn from that. Let us come back to production, because in next year we don't want any South Sudan's to be really hungry, but to have enough and sufficient. So the oil sector have to be put into its fullest of major productions. And I know even if produce 100%, but the problem is the revenue of the oil production also have to be managed in a very effective, transparent, and unaccounted way. If the production, no matter we increase it, is going to be of any impact. So the problem is not we don't have money. The problem is how this money is being used, where they end it or where they end up. Because there is no country that someone will be able to use public money in a large scale like millions have access, that cannot be a country. So if the productions money or the money that we have, the revenue are going to be of any use, then that have to be a good management. And like I said before, that we need to have a tracking system that track public money effectively for a Minister of Finance to wherever they are going until they are spent it, and also how we did them with accuracy. So it's all come to management. President himself is a president in presidential system of governance. A president has all the power are mostly concentrated in president hands, even though he has many vice presidents. I don't think those vice presidents can decide without consulting with the president. But the president can override them in a way or another, you see. So still we are coming back to the president as the major leader that have to really supervise the country development, the country unity, the country security, the country development. He need to have these sectors in his tables. What is happening today? Security, good. Well, development is okay, good. State of Union is okay, good. Every single day, why don't you check on those sectors and see all those kind of sectors of your responsibility and see them? That's your responsibility as a president, you know. And you are smart enough to manage those things. But I think the weakness that is being considered as kindness, that's a problem in some of our leaders, and particularly President Sarkozy, because the men seem to be very kind. Anything that the kindness, I mean, forgiving people for corruptions without accountability, or leaving some gaps here and here is a kindness. In management and leadership, there is no such a thing like that. You know, because if you don't account for them, your subordinate, we will account for you. We will not forgive you too. I mean, we will still blame you for their own mistake, because they are stealing, okay, because of the gaps that you are leaving them, but it all comes to you. So, with all respect, we just want a good country. We just want. It's not a disrespect, but it is that we want a good country. That management leadership are something different from being family, from being friends. Management leadership are something. We will be really good friends, good family, if we manage country affair very well and talk clearly, honestly, that these things are wrong, that using public money for personal objective or purposes is wrong. That's the only way we will build our country, and also we will build ourselves as good nation and good people. So, if the money that are being made from productions are there. Salary will be there. Production will increase. Quality of product will increase. Economy will be booming. So, if the economy is booming, you will see no hunger, because even the disabled people will have centers to find where to eat. Salary will be paid on time, families will be, so there will be a prosperity. And that prosperity will be for a long term, and will be across the nation and all the country. Not only for the single individual that is robbing public money in millions while messing up everything. So this is the intention here, that we need to not to allow public money to be robbed by individuals, because we have to pursue the long term of building something that's going to last, and that is going to be rewardful for all the country and the nation. And instead of those people who are looking for quick riches, I mean, those quick riches also, they go quick also, because those people, they never knew how they make them. They never knew how they made them. So this is one thing. If hunger is going to be rid of next year, let peace continue. And if peace continue, like I said, for permanently or forever in South Sudan, each one of us is going to be growing economically and in all aspects. So let us focus now in keeping peace and expanding it and making it more inclusive, and work on those aspects that are not complete yet, and open an environment of investment, secure environment, by boosting security, by boosting trade, businesses across the nations, from state to states, from counties to counties. So that have to be security. If people have to do businesses between counties, between themselves, between state and state, between the country itself and other neighboring countries, because without that, you can talk about economy. Economy is that have to be economic activities, big, large or small, they all fall into boosting the economy. So it is a work. It's not something that's going to be happening by chance. It have to be planned. It have to be applied. Roads, opening. Peaceful. Roads, paved roads. There have to be communication between one body. South Sudan has one body. They're just like your body. If your blood or nerves don't circulate all around your body, then you are a dead man. You are a dead person. So, the same thing. If South Sudan doesn't communicate with itself from north to south, south to, east to west, central, all these state, Payams, counties, boomers, if they don't communicate, they don't trade, they don't do businesses, where the economy going to come from? You have to, there have to be economic activities between all sections of the country, all sections of the nation. And that means that you must provide security, you must provide good substance for peaceful coexistence and harmony between sections of your nation. That is a work of leadership. Even if you are going to attract foreign investors, because if a stable country, a secure, attractive country, will attract investors with big money, big capitals, and invest in that country. And we in South Sudan, we have many areas that people are from all around the world can come and invest their capitals, tourism, all these kind of resources, you know. So it's just about security, culture of peace, culture of harmony, peaceful coexistence, and all this. And it is leader and intellectual can do that. Our leaders need to use their intellectual. Those intellectual with qualities that need South Sudan to progress, to be peaceful, to be a one nation, to progress, to, you know. So they work for you. That is, you pay them, they work for you, and you keep managing them also. They translate your vision into reality. So until this point, I'm going to stop here and continue in the next, in a nutshell, weekly. Keep attending, because without you, we will not be here. Thank you.